Welcome to Fractured Chaos.
You ever been so disrespected, so gaslit, so violated by a person you loved that you prayed for the day you could make them feel even an ounce of the hell they put you through? Yeah, that was me. And let me tell you right now, when my ex finally found herself a new man, I didn't just clap from the sidelines. Nah, I strategized. I plotted. And then I executed the pettiest, most delicious revenge you could imagine. And if you think I'm exaggerating, just wait. By the time I'm done, you'll be clutching your pearls like a church grandma at a rap concert. Her name was Vanessa. She was the human version of a pop-up ad. Loud, annoying, and impossible to get rid of. When we were together, it was like dating an FBI agent with abandonment issues. She tracked my location, my Instagram likes, my Venmo transactions. Hell, she once accused me of cheating because I Venmo'd my cousin for pizza.
Who's Jessica and why are you giving her $22?
That's my cousin. We ordered pizza. At 9:47 p.m., nobody eats pizza that late unless they're celebrating sex. I wish I was making this up. I literally had to FaceTime my cousin while she was eating the pizza to prove my innocence. And Vanessa? She just shrugged and said, "Well, you've lied before." I hadn't. She once went through my Instagram followers and blocked every female whose name started with a vowel. When I asked why, she said, "Statistically, they're more likely to be attractive." What kind of twisted algebra? This woman made spreadsheets of my suspicious behavior, which included such heinous acts as taking longer than 5 minutes to text back, liking a celebrity's photo, making eye contact with our waitress, using the bathroom at a party for too long, it was 4 minutes, having female contacts in my phone whose last names weren't saved, smiling too genuinely when receiving a text. She would wake me up at 3 a.m. to ask who I was dreaming about because I looked too peaceful. And when I finally left her toxic ass after finding her going through my email drafts folder, she made it her life's mission to ruin me. She spread rumors that I had ED, first of all, no. Told people I lived with my mom. I lived near my mom, big difference. And even DM'd girls who liked my posts with screenshots from 2017, claiming I was a serial cheater. It was like she turned into an unpaid TMZ intern specializing exclusively in my supposed character flaws. She even showed up at my job. I work at a marketing firm, and told my coworkers I had intimacy issues because I refused to cry during the notebook. Who does that? So I waited. I waited. 2 whole years. I was like a snake in the grass. Silent, patient, hungry. During these 2 years, I did what any sane person would do. I got therapy, worked on myself, started a podcast, got promoted twice, and bought a condo. Just kidding. I absolutely did none of that. Instead, I created a Finsta account called Vanessa the Messa, where I documented every single messy thing she did post-breakup, which was a full-time job, by the way. I had 427 followers, mostly mutual friends, who were too afraid to publicly take sides but privately lived for the drama. I set Google alerts for her name. I had 3 different friends who still followed her on social media and would send me updates. I even befriended the barista at her favorite coffee shop, who would text me whenever she came in with a new person. Was this healthy? No. Was it the most alive I'd felt in years? Absolutely. And when she finally posted a picture with some new dude named Kyle, with the caption, "Real love hits different," I knew my moment had come. Because what Vanessa didn't know was that I already knew Kyle. He used to work at my gym. See, Kyle was a nice dude, like golden retriever energy. He said bro after every sentence and once offered me a protein bar because he didn't like the vibe of my blood sugar. The man meant well, which made it even better. Kyle was the kind of guy who would apologize to a door after walking into it. He wore those tank tops with the sides cut so low you could see his appendectomy scar. His personality could be summed up as CrossFit meets Christian summer camp counselor. Once I saw him help an old lady carry her groceries to her car, and when she offered him $5, he declined and instead asked if she would consider doing 10 jumping jacks for heart health. She did 3, and he applauded like she'd won Olympic gold. This man was so pure, he probably thought gaslighting meant leaving the stove on. He had Lev Laugh Lift tattooed on his forearm in that basic cursive font everyone got in 2016. His Instagram was nothing but gym selfies, Bible verses, and pictures of his protein shakes captioned "Gains a clock." In other words, the perfect victim. Now I could have exposed Vanessa right away, could have dropped screenshots, exposed old texts. But where's the art in that? Where's the drama? Nah, I needed this to be a slow, messy car crash that Kyle couldn't crawl out of. So I started liking her old pictures. Very old ones. Like 2016 side bangs and choker necklace era Vanessa. And when I say liking, I mean accidentally double tapping at 3:12 a.m. on a Tuesday. You know, just enough for Kyle to notice. I didn't just like any pictures though, I had a system. 1. Only pictures where she looked objectively bad but thought she looked good. 2. Only pictures where she was clearly trying to make an ex jealous. Sorts only pictures with captions that contradicted her new personality with Kyle. My personal favorite was a picture from Halloween 2016 where she dressed as a sexy referee. And her caption was, "I make the rules and the calls." Kyle, who in his most recent post had called her his virtuous Proverbs 31 woman, was surely confused. And right after that I posted a story. Just one black screen, one sentence. Not everybody changes, some just hide better. I tagged no one, said no names. But within 20 minutes, 7 mutual friends had forwarded it to Vanessa. How do I know? Because my phone blew up with a text from her. "Real mature, move on already." Which was hilarious coming from someone who 6 months after our breakup mailed me a box of my hoodies she'd been holding hostage, but only after cutting little holes in the armpits first. Sure enough, a week later I get a DM from Kyle. "Hey bro, you know Vanessa?" I waited 6 hours to answer. Not because I was busy. I literally stared at the screen for 6 hours to make him sweat. Finally, I hit him back with, "Yeah bro, we got history, why?" And then I sent him one screenshot, an old text from Vanessa saying, "You're the only one I'll ever love. If you ever needed me, I'd leave whoever I was with for you." No date stamp. No context. Just enough to light a tiny fire under his brain. What Kyle didn't know was that text was from 3 weeks ago. Just kidding. It was from when we were together. But the beauty of screenshots without dates? They're timeless pieces of evidence. And Kyle? Kyle forwarded the message to Vanessa. And Vanessa, being the narcissist she is, responded not by denying it, but by blaming me for trying to ruin her happiness. "Sis, nobody told you to text me novels like you were auditioning for Desperate Housewives." What I didn't tell you is what happened next. Vanessa called me. At 1:47 a.m., I let it go to voicemail, of course, I was committed to the bit. Her message was Oscar-worthy. "I know what you're doing, you're so pathetic. Kyle and I have something you and I never had. Trust. He showed me everything. We laughed about it. Just move on already. It's sad." If they were laughing, why was she crying in the voicemail? If they had trust, why was she calling me in the middle of the night? The next day, I watched through a mutual friend's account as both Vanessa and Kyle posted the same caption on different photos. "Unbothered, blessed, trust is everything." You know who says they're unbothered? People who are extremely bothered. Now normal people, they'd stop here. Job done, seeds planted. But me, I was just getting started. Next, I made a burner Instagram account. Followed exactly 3 people. Kyle, Vanessa, and Vanessa's ex-situationship named Chris. Chris was the guy she had told me not to worry about during our relationship. He's like a brother to me. Sure, a brother she had matched with on Tinder before meeting me, as I later discovered. The burner account username? Room 312 Memories. Profile pic, just a blurry hotel keycard. Bio? Some things are worth revisiting. And I posted a picture, just a plain pic of a hotel keycard. Captioned, Room 312, memories don't fade that easy. I didn't tag anyone. Didn't say anyone's name, but oh, the chaos that erupted. Kyle liked the post. Vanessa blocked the account immediately. And Chris, bless his messy little heart, commented, "Crazy night." No one knew who posted it, but they knew it meant something. Within hours, Vanessa had made her Instagram private. Kyle had unfollowed Chris, and Chris, who had always been an agent of chaos, started posting throwback Thursday pictures from random weekends. None with Vanessa in them, but all with captions like, "Some secrets stay in hotel rooms." Was there ever a room 312? Yes. Did anything happen there? No idea. Did I once overhear Vanessa telling her friend she had to swing by room 312 real quick while we were at a mutual friend's wedding? Yes. Was that enough for me? Also, yes. Kyle started pulling away, posting cryptic quotes, deleting couple pics. You know it's real when the matching Halloween costumes disappear. But Vanessa wasn't going down without a fight. She started posting more pictures of them together, with increasingly desperate captions. "When a man knows your worth, unbothered by the past because my future is clear. Some exes can't handle seeing you happy." Meanwhile, I slid into Kyle's DMs again. Real casual.
"Hey bro, just wanted you to know, I used to trust her too."
Kyle, poor simple Kyle, responded, "What do you mean, bro?" And I, the puppet master, replied, "Nothing, man, just remember, history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes." I didn't even know what that meant, but it sounded deep enough to keep him up at night. Then I dropped the line that would haunt him. Ask her about Labor Day weekend 2 years ago. Nothing happened on Labor Day weekend. I was out of town visiting my grandmother. But you know what people do on Labor Day weekend? They barbecue, they drink, they make questionable decisions. It's vague enough that something could have happened. And then, I dropped one more bomb. A Venmo receipt from 2 years ago where Vanessa had paid Chris $200, captioned, "For the room." No hotel name, no specifics, just pure chaotic implications. Was it for a hotel room? Maybe. Was it actually for their shared Airbnb during a group trip to Austin? Yes. Did I include that context? Absolutely not, but I wasn't done. This was my magnum opus. Remember my Finsta account with 427 followers? I changed its name to Vanessa Truths and started posting one cryptic image a day. Day 1. A screenshot of a text conversation where Vanessa had apparently said, "What he doesn't know won't hurt him." The him was actually referring to her brother about a surprise party. Day 2. A picture of Chris's car, parked in a random apartment complex. It was actually his sister's apartment complex. Day 3. A receipt from Victoria's Secret with the caption, "Wonder who these were for." They were actually a birthday gift for her cousin. Day 4. A zoomed-in screenshot of Vanessa's location on Find My Friends at a hotel. She was attending a work conference. None of these things were inherently suspicious with context. But without context? Let's just say my account gained another 200 followers in a week. I knew these posts would get back to Kyle. How? Because I strategically accepted follow requests from people who were 2 degrees of separation from him. His gym buddies, his co-workers, his fantasy football league members. Meanwhile, I had my friend Marcos, who happened to bartend at Kyle and Vanessa's favorite date spot, slip Kyle a note with his check that simply said, "She still comes in on Thursdays, never with you." Vanessa did go there on Thursdays, for happy hour, with her co-workers, but without that context, devastating. Kyle broke up with Vanessa on their anniversary weekend, at a damn vineyard, in front of all her friends. How do I know the exact details? Because revenge makes people messy, and messy people post their business online. Vanessa's best friend went on a rant on her Instagram story. Imagine planning a surprise anniversary weekend at a vineyard, inviting all your friends to celebrate, and then getting dumped because your boyfriend believes some psycho ex over you. The best part? Kyle apparently stood up during their fancy dinner, clinked his glass for attention, and instead of proposing like everyone expected, said, "I know about room 312. Room 312. The room that may or may not have existed. The room that may or may not have witnessed anything. The room that was now infamous." Vanessa did what she does best. Played the victim, posted black and white sad selfies, quoted Maya Angelou like she didn't just cheat with a dude named Chris at a Motel 6. Her post-breakup Instagram carousel was a masterclass in delusion. Sometimes God removes people from your life because he heard conversations you didn't hear. I gave 100% to someone who didn't deserve my 30%. One day you'll realize what you had, but I won't be available for reruns. Meanwhile, Kyle hit me up one last time. "Thanks, bro, you saved me." And I didn't respond. Because honestly, it was never about Kyle. It was about watching her squirm. Watching her own lies turn into quicksand. But wait, there's more. Remember how Vanessa loved to make grand gestures? During our relationship, whenever she messed up, she'd send elaborate apology packages to my office. Giant teddy bears, singing telegrams. Once even a barbershop quartet that sang, "I'm sorry," which got me written up by HR. So for my final act, I sent her a gift, a custom-made phone case, with a picture of room 3112's door on it, and a card that simply said, "For the memories, P.S. There never was a room 312 at that hotel. It only goes up to 310. Check their website." Then I took the last $200 she'd Venmo requested from me during our relationship for emotional damages after I didn't respond to her text while in a funeral, and donated it to a charity for domestic abuse survivors in her name so she'd get the tax receipt. Before I blocked Vanessa's number for good, I sent her one last text. You don't lose good people, you push them away. But me? I waited for you to build your house of cards and just so I could flick it down. She called 16 times in a row. I didn't answer. Instead, I posted one final Instagram story, just me sipping tea with the location tag higher ground. So yeah.
Petty?
Sure. Toxic? Maybe. But satisfying? Oh, absolutely. And if you're sitting there judging me right now, just know, you ain't never been hurt right if you haven't fantasized about a 2-year-long revenge plot. What's Vanessa doing now? Last I heard, she's dating a therapist. Poor bastard probably thinks he can fix her. Kyle? He's doing great. Found himself a nice girl who doesn't secretly Venmo mysterious men for rooms. And me? Well, I'm here telling you this story completely at peace. Just kidding. I'm already planning my TED Talk. Revenge. A dish best served after extensive planning and with absolutely zero regrets. Stay toxic, my friends. Stay deliciously toxic. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't living well. It's making sure they're not.